welcome back once again to Let's Play Robotics Notes Elite. In the last episode, in the grip of his condition slow-mo, Kaito barely managed to dodge the honorary prez away from the brutal impact of M45's pile bunkers. But in the throes of desperation, he had one move left up his sleeve. The quote-unquote special move that Akiho built into honorary prayers as a last resort. And indeed, this was the last resort. The good news is that the move not only caught everyone, including Subaru, aka Mr. Pleiades, off guard, managed to knock M45 out of the ring. The bad news is that honorary prez went flying with it, resulting in a double ring out. And since we had two ring outs to M45's one ring out, it should be more than clear as to who the ultimate victor is. We may have gotten 1 million yen, but we return to Tanegashima and to Chuohai with our heads in shame and our tails between our legs, because we have ultimately failed to meet Vice Principal Usui's conditions, and thus put her in her place, which means that the Robotics Club is going to be dismantled, Gun Build 1 pretty much sold for scrap, and that'll be that. But also, in the aftermath of the battle at the arena, Akiho's own sister Misaki Sonomiya met with one of her executive higher-ups from her company, Exoskeleton Company. And not all is as it seems as far as Akiho or Kaito are aware, because Misaki seems to know all about Akiho and Kaito's condition more than she should. But for now, we shall dwell on the here and now, the present, the reality. Once the plane comes to a halt, the passengers rise up from their seats and head toward the exit door. Also, this flight was piloted by none other than Kaito's own dad, which is mildly interesting.
Michi, 起きてってば。
And Michi is fast asleep. Michi slept like a log for the entire flight, including the landing. G-Force ain't got nothing on him, I guess. And for another tip. G. Gravitational constant. Used when discussing G-Force. In this case, it refers to the acceleration felt when riding in a moving vehicle. Usually applied to planes. But not always, I guess. Akiho pokes him on the cheek, but it doesn't move a muscle. Either he's a very heavy sleeper, or he took some serious pills to deal with flight. I wonder if he wakes up that he might end up suffering heavily from jet lag, which would actually bring a smile to my face, given the fact that he's been super helpful the whole time we've been in Tokyo, and by that I'm being entirely sarcastic.
鼻と口を塞いじゃえばいいんだ。
じゃあ海外やってよ。
knows nothing. And just a little bit after I begin, Michi flails wildly as he wakes up after nearly suffocating.
ちゃんと引率してほしいんだけど。
着いたか。よし、このまま学校だぞお前ら。遅刻扱いになるから覚悟しとけ。
I said it before, I'll say it again. Go fuck yourself, Michi.
学校今日は行きたくないかも。
Yeah. If there was any doubt, any shred of doubt that Michi is a complete and absolute piece of shit, that doubt
教
has
頭と
been
顔を合わせ
erased.
たくないから。
We're going to have to face Usui eventually.
うん。
Yeah. And she will definitely be gleeing it up. I can totally see the VP immediately disbanding the club the second she sees Akiho. Yep. We failed. Can we just please skip the humiliation and move on with our lives? At the end of the day, if it doesn't happen today, it will happen tomorrow.
な
Because of course it
あ、なんか外が騒がしくないか。
I don't hear
Huh?
anything. But then again, my ears are probably blown out. It usually tends to happen in pressurized situations outside. The three of us are the only ones left on the plane. I peek outside and see a ton of people standing on the aircraft apron. I don't think I've ever seen so many people at this airport. There's got to be over 100 of them out there. And here I thought there were only going to be 10 or so.
なんだろう。
That's when I see lights flashing on and off. Camera flashes.
もしかしてあれじゃないかって先生は推測するぞ。ロボワンで準優勝したお前らに突撃取材ってな。
You know what? I'm actually going to believe you on this one. You are kidding, obviously. I despise you so much.
準優勝になんか何の価値もないのにね。
Indeed. Second place means we get nothing. We lose. Good day, sir.
カイ。
And no amount of good deeds in a weary world are gonna help us out in this mess. I wanted to stand at the very top of the summit, to be number one. Those were the conditions set up by Usui, and we didn't meet them. I wanted to stand shoulder to shoulder with Mizune. Good luck with that ever happening ever again. Whether that be in KB or Robo 1. If I'm a gamer, if I'm entering a competition, of course I'd want to come out on top. Unfortunately, with the collapse of the Robotics Club, the shuttering of Gunbuild 1 means no expo for Akiho. The reason we failed this time is entirely because of my lack of skill.
カイはとっても頑張ってくれたよ。
I can't actually use Kaito's condition as an excuse.
ここまで付き合ってくれてありがとうね。
We did our best, and our best wasn't good enough. Akiho places her hand on my shoulder and offers me up some words of encouragement.
ま、明日から放課後にぼーっと過ごせる場所がなくなるのはちょっと残念だけどね。
カイがぼーっとするためにロボ部があったわけじゃないんだけどな。
Well, sadly, in a few moments, the Robotics Club won't exist, period. Let's get this over with. Finally make our way out of the plane. We've already been sitting around for way too long. The flight attendant is looking out the window, dumbfounded. Pass her by and disembark. Speaking of jet lag, I know how serious jet lag can hit. It's not pretty. It's then that we come face to face with a giant crowd of people. It's like, yay, we got second place. We managed to go up against the champion. And we completely lost, and our club is going to be razed to the ground. Yay! Surrounded by the sea of people and cameras. Is the very same girl I made eye contact with earlier. Considering the fact that we flew together on the same plane, I'm not surprised. Maybe she really is a celebrity or something. Well, given the fact that there's so many reporters out there with microphones and dictaphones, I'm not surprised.
キルバナットオンラインを作ったのはあなたで間違いないんですね。
Well, if that ain't a kick in the teeth.
なぜ今まで素性を偽ってたんですか?
Looks like this individual is none other than our mystery Frau Kujiro.
おいくつですか?
I have to wonder who leaked her identity to the press.
種子島に移住するとの噂は事実ですか? 事実だったとしたらなぜですか? 3サイズを教えてください。
People wonder why nobody trusts the media.
あなたが本当にフラウ幸次郎氏なんですか?
I hear the reporters' questions pile up one by one, and I can't believe my ears. Well, you better believe them. Your ears are not lying. Frau Kujiro. It's this random girl. I assumed that Frau Kujiro was some dude in his 30s. Of course you would assume that. But you're telling me that this girl, the one who looks around my age, is the one who made KB? Well, let's just say that Subaru Hidaka isn't the only technical prodigy on planet Earth. The very same one who shared the KB source code with me. And it's probably the reason why she's here on the same plane as yourself, Kaito.
フラウ幸次郎だって?
違う。
Suddenly the girl who'd been quiet until now lets out a quiet mumble. She ignores all the journalists surrounding her and zooms straight in on me.
フラウ幸次郎じゃないですし、お寿司。
You say that?
はあ?
勝手に勘違いして呼ぶとか、間抜けすぎでしょ、上皇。
Another tip for the books. S&H. Knit slang originating in the 2000s. Short for shaking my head. It is mostly used to point out the obvious or to poke fun at others.
私の名前は幸次郎フラウ。
As she says this, Frau Kujiro, or no, Kujiro Frau, whatever, curves her lips upward in a very awkward grin there.
デュー。
And then she laughs. I know how Japanese etiquette is normally supposed to go, but I honestly don't care. You are Frau. And, well, I suppose I should be grateful she has some
という
sense of
わけで
humor. Hello again, Usui. I'll be grateful if this was the last time we ever saw each other. Robotics Club shut down. We lose. We might as well just leave Churahai right now. Go home. Just find something else to live, somewhere else to live, and something else to do because that's it. It's over.
約束通りロボ部は廃部です。今日中に荷物をまとめること。
I get the feeling you would have found a way to shut them down even if they have one. I don't trust you, Usui. I really do not trust you. So many people I don't trust. The vice principal acts swiftly and without mercy. So long, Gunvara Run. Already aware of yesterday's Robo 1 results, she charged into the club room with Michi after school.
旧空港の方の倉庫も同様ですわよ。私物は持って帰りなさい。残ったものはすべて捨ててしまいますから、そのつもりで。
As a certain someone would say, you are a really boring person. And I would agree with that certain someone. I consider bribing the VP with the Robo 1 money, but that would probably work against us, so I stay quiet. Imagine if we actually tried to give her 1,000,000 yen just to let Akla off the hook. That actually wouldn't work the way you think. Yeah, we'd give her money, she'd keep the money and kick us out anyway. She'd lose her mind. Students trying to bribe me? How dare you? Granted, any VP would probably react that way. She'd also take the money, as I just said.
ロボワンの賞金が100万円あります。
Don't... Akiho? There is such a thing as keeping your mouth shut. She actually said it.
それで
I think I can see where this is going. And it pisses me the fuck off. I'm
それで
angry.
何ですの？
それはその
I swear to Christ, if you fucking take our 1,000,000 yen just because for... I'm
何
done.
ですの？
It's our money. She's terrifying. Oh my god. I don't even anymore. Her eyes are completely fixed on Akiho. That's why I said this was a bad idea.
何でもないです。
Even Akiho is able to read the room on this one.
よろしい。ちなみに、学校の予算で作ったものは持ち帰らないこと。
Please don't say that includes the 1,000,000 yen. Also, look at that shit-eating grin on Michi's face.
あの巨大ロボットも、そこにある小さなロボットもですわ。
Yeah, you're gonna sell the robots. That's great.
種子島新さんはうちが自分のお年玉を前借りして改良したんです。
そうなのですか。それは失礼。では、その小さなロボットについてはご自由になさい。
You're in league with Misaki, aren't you? Of course you are. I don't trust you. I don't care if it's spoilers. I don't... So angry. So incredibly irate. Akiho bites her lips and hangs her head low. She's clearly trying her best to suppress her emotions. I swear to Christ, if she does say pony up the million yen or else, if she does take that from us, I'm gonna break something. I really am. Her tightly balled fists are trembling slightly. Unfortunately, retaliating against Usui is a waste of effort. This was the deal we made. Yeah, a Faustian deal that she was going to find a way to break even if we tried. Regardless of how unreasonable the VP's conditions are, Akiho agreed to him. It is what it is. The Robotics Club has been disbanded. Well, game over. That's the end of Robotics Notes Elite. That is, it's all over. The giant robot is going to be scrapped. It's all over and done with. The attempt at bribery went as expected, so I've got nothing to say. It's time to be honest with ourselves and back down. I get being frustrated, but for me I'm more frustrated over the fact that I couldn't win, not because the club is gone. As far as I'm concerned, that's someone else's problem. Deep down, I honestly don't care what happens. I just want to hurry up and be done with that. So do I, Kaito. So do I. Then I noticed Subaru Hadaika watching us from afar. For some reason, he's wearing an irritated expression on his face. Yeah, he's probably irritated at us, obviously. The fact that we got so close, that we almost, that we ruined the reputation of robots and competitions for all eternity. Now that I think about it, how'd they even get back from Tokyo?
瀬宮さん、いつまでそうやって立っているつもりですか？早く片付けなさいと言っているのですよ。
Yes, indeed. First the Robotics Club, and then the school. We shall never graduate from this place whatsoever. And to that I say, good fucking riddance to this place. I am so fuming right now. Akiho, her shoulders still slumped, turns away from the vice principal and heads to the clubroom. Let's blow this popsicle stand. There is no future here at Chuo High. None whatsoever. No future on Tanegashima as well. The room is filled with Akiho's stuff from home, things left by old members, and junky parts for the big robot. It's almost as if nobody actually really did give a shit about the Robotics Club, even when it was actually formed. It's almost like that whole thing was nothing more than a big fat facade of a lie. Bastards. Utter bastards. I can tell that Akiho is trying desperately not to cry. But she can't hold it in any longer, and the tears begin to flow from the corners of her eyes.
例えばさ、
Before I can stop myself, I'm suddenly talking to the president of the Robotics Club.
ズルしてコンティニューか、綺麗にゲームオーバーを迎えるか。
No, there's no cheating our way out of this one. We've got game over.
アキちゃんならどっちを選ぶ？
Cheat codes don't work in reality. Well, I say that, But I digress. Akio sets her tearful gaze upon me like she's pleading me to create a miracle. A miracle that Kaito would not give even if one was forthcoming. Because he's that kind of guy.
ズルしてコンティニュー。
Huh, I'm a little surprised. She didn't hesitate in the slightest. That's because he actually gave the only person alive who ever gave a shit about the Robotics Club to begin with. For everyone else, it was just a chance to leech off of talent and academic glory. Nothing more, nothing less. But for Akio Sanomiya, the Robotics Club wasn't just some accolade. It wasn't some piece of shit academic label. It was something that was worth pouring her energies into.
夢だから
Yep, and reality shits all over dreams.
これだけは諦めたくないから。
Even though pretty much everyone else has. Kaito, Usui, Michi, Misaki. Misaki. I just got temporarily confused with Mizuka there. But I digress. Yeah. We've had to give up on so many things due to our attacks. We convinced ourselves that we didn't have a choice. When it comes to the Robotics Club, Akio doesn't know when to give up. Seems like she's way more attached to it than I thought she was.
わかったよ。
I reassuringly pat Akio on the shoulder and walk over to where Subaru Hidaka is standing. Come to gloat at us there, Mr. Pleiades. Well, you know what? Congratulations. You earned that trophy. You are the third-time champion. You I shall give respect for. You're the only one that deserves it anyway. Seeing Akio like that hit me pretty hard. Plus it's my duty to support my childhood friend when she refuses to throw in the towel. Man, I'm contradicting myself, aren't I? You think? Before Robo 1 I was doing everything in my power to get her to give up. What the hell am I thinking?
ロボ部は廃部だそうですね。
Indeed.
妥当だと言っておきますよ。先輩たちはあまりにお粗末すぎた。
Indeed it was, and now we can go be embarrassments in the real world and fail at life. Oy vey. I immediately grinned and wrapped my arm around Hideki-kun's shoulders. What are you thinking, Kai?
何ですか？
日高くんさ、今あれ持ってたりする？
あれとは？
あれって言ったらあれしかないでしょう。あの赤い彗星の人みたいなマスクだよ。ミスタープレアデスくん。
Yeah, don't think you're walking out of this one. We're not at Robo 1 anymore. Hideki-kun's expression immediately changes. Well, I think we got some satisfaction from this, Subaru.
にゃんのことですか？
Cat talking won't save you out of this one. Again, you're here. Was the dead giveaway. He shows shaken that he's fumbling his words, kind of like what I just did there. His eyes are darting back and forth too. It's one thing to see it from Akio and Michi's perspective, but this is just embarrassing.
もしかしてさ、本当にバレてないと思ってたの？
Granted, Akio and Michi somehow didn't, surprisingly. But any normal human being would have figured it out. Maybe it's like kayfabe in pro wrestling or something, except I'm all for reading the word and stuff like this.
今日いつ帰ってきたわけ？昨日のうちに島には戻ってこれないよね。朝一の飛行機には乗ってなかった。 ということは昼の便、それとも船。
Yeah, he had to get back somehow.
何にせよさ、自宅には帰らずに直接学校来ちゃったりしてない？だったら今も持ってるはずなんだよね、あのマスク。
Kaito using his logical deduction skills there.
知りません。
I don't believe you.
しらばっくれてもダメだよ。こっちもロボ部の存続というか、人一人の夢がかかっちゃってるもんだからさ。おっと発見、ポケットからはみ出てるよ。
What a nice predictable reaction you just had. Make me feel bad too. I tricked him into checking his pants pocket with his hand. He then immediately has an angry look on his face once he realizes that he's been fooled.
間抜けは見つかったみたいだね。
I quickly reach into Hidaka's pocket, Hidaka-kun's pocket, forgive me, and forcibly take out my the mask. At this point, given the way that everything has been going right now, I exercise the right to not be respectful to anyone in the vicinity of Chuo High. Well, at least as far as Usui's company is concerned. Yep, this is it, no doubt about it.
はいミッケー。
The mask worn by Mr. Pleiades.
騙しましたね。三流ロボ部の分際で。どうするつもりですか？
Kaito might be many things, but third rate certainly isn't one of them. Wow, a truly impressive amount of hatred is stored in that glare of his. But I shrug it off and look at the VP who's watching Akiho clear out the club.
どうするって？それはもちろんこうするんだよ。
Although something tells me that it's highly possible that Usui knows who, that Subaru is really Mr. Pleiades. Akiho, on the other hand, it's a completely different story. I then immediately jam the mask onto Hidaka-kun's face.
あ、やめ。
はあ？こんなところにロボワン優勝者のミスタープレアですが。
Real talk for a second. I know for a fact that the mask is actually glitching out. I don't think that's me on this end. I think, yeah. Never mind. I put on an act and shout into the air, dragging Hidaka-kun toward the club room. Yeah, as that mask continues to glitch in and out of existence. Almost like magic. But I wonder, will Akiho think that, well, if Subaru is lucky, he might think that, they might think that he's just wearing, the mask because he's such a huge Pleiades fan. Maybe. But I don't think he's gonna be that lucky. Akiho, Michi, and the VP all stare wide-eyed at us in surprise.
ミスター。
どういうことだこりゃ。
優勝者。確かにテレビに映っていた人ですわ。なぜ？
Oh my god. Usui doesn't realize that Mr. Pleiades is in reality Subaru Hidaka. I don't know whether or not I should be feeling happy or sad about this.
本物
Yes, indeed, the hair, not to mention his posture and his mannerisms.
もちろん。はい、プレアデスさん。いつもの自己紹介やっちゃって。なんだっけ。アルシオンとかなんとか。
You're just spouting off Pokemon names at random.
アルシオネ、エレクトラ、マイヤ、タイゲタ、ケラエノ、アステローペ、メロペ。7人の女神の祝福により我400光年の彼方よりここに降臨。アイアム
ミスタープレアです。
And there you have it. Gaze upon the face of the guy who beat us at our championship, Usui. The guy who pretty much kept us from, well, not really kept us, but stood in our way between us and honoring our deal. But I once again reiterate the fact that you probably would have found a way out of it anyway. You would have found a way. There's no way somebody like you wouldn't. Also, we're supposed to be surprised at the fact that... Yeah, you're as much as a otaku, a mecha otaku as Akiho is. Despite his whining, you sure put in an enthusiastic performance.
はい、ということでね、ミスタープレアデスです。ああ、言い忘れていましたが、こいつはこの学校の生徒であり、ロボ部の部員ですよ。
Blackmail incoming, inbound.
は？
I think however, Kaito, if Usui were to check the registry, she would find that Subaru isn't marked as a member of the Robotics Club.
なんですって？
つまり、昨日のロボワン決勝戦は中央種子島高校ロボ部員同士による戦いだったわけであり、
If this actually goes off without a hitch, I'm gonna laugh. I'm actually gonna laugh so hard.
ミスタープレアデスが勝とうが俺が勝とうが、ロボ部はどっちにしろ優勝だったってわけです。ロボ部が敗部を免れる条件は、確かロボワン優勝でしたっけ？その条件は達成されたわけで、敗部になる必要はこれっぽっちもなかったりしますが、どうでしょう？
何をふざけたことを。
It's a long shot. Vice Principal has gone hysterical yet again. What a terrifying lady.
そのミスターなんとかさんが我が校の生徒だという証拠がどこにあるのです？
じゃあ正体見ます？
Hideki-kun struggles to escape my grasp, but I pull the mask right off his face. There we go. That should hopefully be better.
日高くん。
なんだと？日高じゃねえか！
I can't even.
これはどういうこと？
違う、僕はロボ部だから。
I quickly put my hand over his mouth.
というわけなんで教頭先生、帰ってもらえます？
Seriously.
No.
If this works.
条件を達成したら廃部はない、予算も出す、そういう約束でしたよね。それとも先生が生徒に嘘をつくんですか？
I'm pretty well, I've said multiple times now that Usui is the kind of person who would definitely renege to try and yeah, as proud as she is of the school, yeah, she's clearly gone out of her way to make sure that the Robotics Club is nothing more than a distant memory.
こんなバカなことがあるなんて。
The VP's face turns bright red despite the layer of white makeup she has on.
長深田先生、ロボ部員は2人ではなかったんですの？
Yeah, Mitchie, this is all your fault.
なんというか、豆知識的に言いますと、
This is absolutely all your fault. Shut up, Mitchie.
どうやら3人だったようですな。
The vice principal is seething now. You can even see veins popping out on her forehead. I'm kind of worried she might burst a blood vessel.
気分が悪いですわ。失礼。
By all means. But instead of exploding any further, she turns her back to us. And away she goes. That was a moment which really became victorious. Well, talk about pulling victory from the jaws of defeat. I said I would laugh if this worked, and it appears to have worked. So, the vice principal gave up on destroying the Robotics Club in that very moment. Let her go, Akiho. And yet Akiho couldn't resist calling out to her.
ロボ部は存続していいんですか？
勝手にしなさいな。ただし、こんな詭弁にも等しい方法を取ったのですから、予算については絶対に承認しませんからね。
You were never going to approve the budget anyway. I call shenanigans because you're that kind of person. Yeah, don't bitch and moan about trickery on us when you clearly would have used some underhandedness of your own to keep us in our place. I know your kind. You can't fool me, Usui. She storms off. Not getting any funding wasn't part of the deal. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she would have said she was altering the deal, pray she doesn't alter it any further. Yeah, she would have pulled that kind of shit. I'm not surprised. Despite being dissatisfied with that one bit, we still have 1,000,000 yen. We should count our blessings.
存続
As well as the fact that Usui has now changed her mind about crushing the Robotics Club.
まだ続けていいんだ。
Indeed, but we have to keep going. The road's not going to get any easier, Akiho. Seeing Akiho so deeply moved and unable to deal with her own shock is enough to make me stop caring. You never cared to begin with, Kaito. Shut the fuck up. I might not have lived up to expectations at Robo 1, but at least I made myself somewhat useful this time.
珍しくミッチーが口裏を合わせてくれたから助かったよ。
Yeah, funny that.
いいかヤシオ、いいこと教えてやる。頭が真っ白になった時はとりあえず笑ってごまかせ。これ豆知識な。
I would say take your own advice, but that's the kind of advice you've clearly taken there. He really is the worst, that he is.
どういうつもりです？僕はロボ部に入るなんて一言も。
じゃあミスタープレアデスの正体が日高くんだって学校中に言いふらしちゃうよ。
Considering he went so far as to hide his identity to compete at Robo 1, he must be hiding something shady. Or he just doesn't want everyone to know that he is actually the one participating. Why?
この下道め。
Like I anticipated, Hideki-kun throws a tantrum and stamps his feet a bit, but doesn't argue the point. It's then that Akiho walks over to him.
何ですか？
Don't tell me you're seriously still considering asking for his autograph now of all times, Akiho. Hideki-kun puts up his guard, but Akiho simply takes his hand in hers and shakes it. Hideki-kun seems puzzled.
昨日の決勝、いい試合だったね。プレアです。日高くんはすごいよ。尊敬しちゃう。
This might seem strange to you, Subaru, but Akiho is actually speaking from the heart. Yeah, that's what sincerity feels like.
別に瀬宮先輩に尊敬されてもちっとも嬉しくはないですかね。
Now's not the time to go full tsundere on us here, Subaru. The voice is shaking, Hideki-kun.
むしろ先輩たちを見ててイライラしましたよ。そっちのロボは9年も前のもので調整もろくにされていなかったですし、扱い方も雑だったし。
Yeah, same old Subaru. And I thought he was gone there for a moment.
ヒルバラのシステムをホビーロボに取り入れたことだけは評価してもいいような気がしないでもないというか、なんというかです。
Oh, he's actually complimenting us. Are you mad because you didn't actually come up with that control scheme yourself? Though he's still acting like the same cocky jerk. Of course he is.
ありがとう。それと優勝おめでとう。
Yeah, be grateful, Mr. Champion. Hideki-kun continues to face the other way.
でさ、マスクをしてたってことは日高くんもあの人みたいに過去を捨てたんだよね。
For some reason, Akiho's eyes are sparkling.
捨ててませんよ。いい加減話してくれませんか。
おっとその前に
I put my arm around Hideki-kun's shoulder again.
アキちゃんまだ手を離しちゃダメだよ。
Yeah, about those technical skills of yours, Subaru.
今度は何を？
ミッチー、入部届出してくんない？
おう、いいぞ。ちょっと待ってろ。
It's the only useful thing you've ever done in this entire ordeal, Michi. Michi starts fiddling with his Pokemon. These days, even club registration forms are digital. There's a shock. What a convenient world we live in. Hidaka-kun quickly realizes what kind of situation he's in and tries to escape. Akiho and I both keep him in place as Michi puts his arm around his shoulder, giving this cheeky kid no way out. How the tables have turned.
話してください。
さっきの俺の話だけど、作り話なんかなんでもなくて、ガチで日高くんにはロボ部に入ってもらわないと。
Yeah, consider us even.
じゃないとさ、ほら、教頭に荒探しされた時に困るでしょ。
そっか、そうだよね。こうなったら何が何でも日高くんにはロボ部に付き合ってもらうんだから。
Couldn't have said it better myself, Akiho.
日高くんほどの才能をみすみす逃すわけにはいかないもん。
Yeah, you better believe we're gonna be putting those talents to good use.
あんたたち下級生に対して横暴ですよ。
それは違うな。上級生が下級生に対して横暴なのは半世紀以上前からの伝統だ。いいか、日高。体育会系ってのはそういうもんなんだよ。
I don't need that lecture from you, Michi. Granted, the Robotics Club isn't a sports team.
そんなの穴黒すぎるでしょ。
まあまあ、どうせ帰宅部だし、ちょうどいい機会じゃねえか。部活はな、汗と涙と青春だぞ。
よろしくね、日高くん。これからはスバルって呼ばせてもらうよ。
じゃあ俺も親しみを込めてスバルくんと呼ぶとするか。
ナンセンスだ。PTA に訴えてやりますから。
Oh, give it a rest. He just doesn't know when to quit. Indeed. Guess I have no choice.
7人の女神の祝福により我400光年の彼方より。
すいません、入部します。だから人の真似しないでください。
Subaru Hidaka finally surrenders. The young man dejectedly hangs his head and stops
ち
resisting.
なみにあの呪文みたいなのって自分で考えたの？
大会のディレクターの人に言わされてたんですよ。その方がキャラが立つからって。
So when exactly did you start to get into it? You have my condolences.
でもミスタープレアデスがスバルだったなんて本当にちっとも気づかなかったよ。カイ、よくわかったね。
Gonna have to declare you legally blind along with Michi there, Akio.
それギャグで言ってる？
大真面目に言ってるよ。
アキちゃんとミッチーの目は節穴だって証明されたね。
Yeah, called it. Definitely called it.
誰か節穴だ。相変わらず先生への敬意が足りんな。
You're not getting an ounce of respect from me, Mitzi. So eat it.
俺、日高、仕込め。
Michi puts his Pokecom in front of Subaru. The club registration form is on screen. ready for submission. Now, send. With the strength to resist gone, Subaru obediently signs his name. The way he signs his name resembles a criminal signing a statement saying, "I did it." He's just that defeated. And so, the contract has been sealed. The form is immediately uploaded online and registered into the school database. And with that, Subaru is now a certified member of the Robotics Club. He can now keep operating. Satisfied, we release our poor underclassmen from our group.
入部はしますけど、それ以上の協力はしませんよ。こんなナンセンスなこと許されてたまるもんか。
Yeah, gonna have to utilize your innovation skills there, I'm afraid. I figured, considering how much he's trashed us, forcing him to join was never going to completely tame him. Especially considering how unreliable a President Akiho is. In that case, Subaru should just take over the club himself. I really don't care what goes from here. These two crazy robomaniacs can go off and fulfill whatever weird dreams they want. Says the fighting game maniac.
はい、じゃあ注目。予算獲得の件は残念だったけど、ロボ部は無事存続が決まりました。うちらはこれからも正義の巨大ロボットガンツクワンを作っていくことができるわけで、これもカイとスバルのおかげです。
先生は？
What about you?
ミッチーは何もしてないじゃん。で、話を戻すと、
Wow, Akio for the first time is actually acting like the president of the Robotics Club.
廃部も免れたことだし、これまでずっとうちが構想してた計画をね、いよいよ実行に移そうと思うの。
計画？
I have a bad feeling about this.
来年2月までにガンツクワン、頑張れる試作1号機を完成させるのがうちらの目標なわけだけど、やっぱり万博でグランプリを取れるロボに仕上げるにはね、うちとカイだけじゃ難しいかなって前から思ってたんだ。今はスバルが入ってくれたけど、それでもまだ3人なわけだし、だからプロの助けを借りようと思う。
A real pro, huh?
へえ。それはチート行為だな。意外としたたかなこと考えてるね。アキちゃんはもっと愚直かと思ってたのに。
それバカってこと？
Unfortunately, Akio, yes he is.
おおむね合ってる。
違うよ。アドバイスをもらったり、あと施設を貸してもらったり、ちょっぴり手伝ってもらったりしようって言ってるの。
So she's finally coming up with a real plan. That sure would be an awfully convenient professional. I wonder where we can find somebody like that on the island. Would they really be going that far for a bunch of high schoolers? And anyway, who's this pro she's talking about? If she means Doc, yeah, sure, he's helped us a bunch of times up until now.
明日の放課後、早速乗り込むから、カイもスバルもそのつもりでいてね。
俺も？
じゃなくて、カイはロボ部員でしょ？
Yeah, she's got you there, Kaito.
そもそも 乗り込むってどこへ？
そんなの決まってるよ。
Without hesitation, Akiho, steeped in the color of the sunset, points to the southern sky. Towards something on the southern end of the island.
JAXA 種子島宇宙センター。
よ、で、はあ
Yeah, that was kind of my thought. You mean the space center that's completely and absolutely abandoned? That space center? Or am I? Well, I'm thinking of the park, but maybe I'm wrong.
「届きそうな輝きも手を出せば消えそうで」「ためらうその背中をしてくれたのは」「バラバラのかけらたち拾い集めてつながって」「過去と未来のストーリー」「終わりが始まりに始まりは夢へと続き」「小さな光は果てしなく広がってゆくから」「走り出した新しい物語は色あせることない記憶」「守り続けたい大切な想いがあるから」「目に見えない真実だけが世界を照らし出すものなら」「もう後戻りはできない」「その向こう側への約束した明日へ」「Oh, oh, 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 oh,
Chapter 2. Let's build a giant robot of justice together. Phase 2, Geosphere Tester. And we got an achievement for reaching the second chapter, which I believe is going to bring an end to the proceedings so far. And when we return, adventurers, it seems like the sky very much is the limit, at least for now. As always, adventurers, until next we meet.